Hey there.
Damn.
First things first, this is a fitness channel.
I make fitness content, but fiction is my second passion.
I watched Captain America Brave New World on its show, yeah.
So this is gonna be a mini workout vlog. I do a review of the movie.
This is gonna be a spoiler review, so count that as my spoiler warning. I'll be doing a back day with a little bit of triceps.
I'll list down all the workouts at the end so that you can take inspiration.
And let's get started. I'm going to take a mix of creatine, glucose, and pre-workout, and I went straight to the gym to get this workout started. Captain America overall was a good film.
It could be better, but I think they made a pretty satisfying film.
Apart from some loose threads which I'll get to in a minute. This film was two heroes, the titular Captain America, Sam Wilson, and Joaquin Torres, the Falcon.
Sam takes the mantle of Captain America from Steve Rogers, and I think it works perfectly. Like, Steve has been Captain America for like a decade.
Now let's see what his sidekick can do. I like how the world was already adapted to Sam being the new Captain America.
Like, everyone immediately addresses him as Captain America. No one in universe is still debating whether or not he is Captain America or if he deserves to be Captain America. So cool seeing Captain America doing Captain America things and just being addressed as the country's national asset that they call for important missions and like diplomatic situations. Like a president is being inaugurated or something, so Captain America has to be there. I feel like we never really got that with Steve Rogers. Since for one of his movies he was in the 1940s, the other two he was surrounded by the Avengers, and the other two he was basically running for the government for most of them, till he was legitimately on the run for the rest of his career. It's just cool seeing Captain America doing Captain America things like going for presidential events, being in the war room, being sent on official government missions straight from the president.
Joaquin Torres
Was there. I don't really care so much for him
because I think he was basically a side character in the TV show. But I think he'll be better developed as the movies go on.
I like Isaiah Bradley as a side character. The old man just makes me tear up, man. Especially when you know the story he's based off of. Seeing Bucky was nice, but they royally screwed up his appearance by adding that joke, like his whole speech to somebody trained by some board or committee or some shit. And I feel like it would have been a perfect cameo if they just left it exactly how it was. They did not have to bring that stale Marvel humor.
I can't wait to see how they test this new Captain America in future movies as the lead and the founder of the new Avengers.
I hope in the Avengers movie, he gets to fight like an evil version of Captain America.
Hopefully together with Bucky. If it makes it to the Thunderbolts, that is. A lot of people are upset with the fact that he beats the Red Hulk by just talking to him. And I get the complaint, but like,
what was he supposed to do? He was not beating a Hulk. Iron used like $3 billion worth of tech just to knock out the regular Hulk.
I'm apparently I think something into the Rose Garden and reminding him about his daughter and talking him down with a good writing choice because he used to do therapy and work with veterans all the time, helping him with their PTSD.
Even inspired Steve to do the same thing after the blip in the endgame.
Overall, I'm excited for the plans they have with Sam Wilson going forward,
and I wish nothing but the best for him for the next few years.
This film has two villains, the leader and Giancarlo Esposito's Sidewinder. I think Sidewinder was a good side villain. I'm hearing a lot of people say that he was underused, but nah, but he was a side villain.
We were supposed to have in a few scenes and that's basically it. My only complaint that in those few scenes there was really nothing special defining about him. It was more or less just a random assassin and not the leader that he is in the comics. It's kind of like Batroc in Captain America the Winter Soldier, but at least he's still alive so they can use him in the future.
Same as a second villain. Well, I liked a lot less.
They could have done so much more with the leader, from his design to showcasing his intelligence to his actual plans. Like, this guy didn't get any of his plans fully working. I might trick some people temporarily or kill a few people, but I feel like the way that you write a smart villain is when you show so many instances where they expertly outsmart the hero. Like, take the Thinker in the Flash for example. This guy had the Flash spinning his wheels every episode. Every time Flash gets outsmarted, you see the consequences. We were locked up in jail for like 3 episodes straight. You don't really see that in this movie. Like, all the outsmarting shenanigans the leader does usually just leads into a fight where Sam wins. I think that could have been a lot better. I don't know what you may be thinking. Thunderbolt Ross is not a villain in this movie. If anything, he's a colleague. And I'll get back to this when I'm talking about the story, but Ross is not a villain. In fact, he's on the same side as the hero, Captain America. For like
80% of the movie. I feel like they did this character well in subverting expectations. People, they expect Ross to be this bitter, hateful, power-hungry man he is. He entered this movie with those preconceived notions that that's what it's going to be, because that's how he's been characterized in all of his appearances. But this movie flips that narrative on its head and gives us a Ross who is actually trying to right his wrongs. Pointing his wrongs is the entire center of the movie. It's even to be about the ideological battle between Captain America and Ross, with Captain America going against Ross's authoritarianism. But in reality, the fight between the two characters is just circumstantial, not ideological. Just like in Batman v Superman. The fight wasn't because of opposing ideologies towards crime fighting, it was just purely circumstantial.
Like, Lex held Superman hostage and threatened to hurt her unless he fought Batman. And Batman was already ready for a fight. And Superman was just trying to talk to him. And when he began landing blows in an attempt to restrain him, that's when things escalated into an actual fight.
It was mostly circumstantial. But you know something else about the fight in Batman v Superman? That concept sucked. So I was lucky thinking Batman v Superman would have worked, but just never advertised it as a Batman vs Superman movie. Like if they changed nothing about the movie and just called it Superman Doomsday or something like a Superman vs Lex title, it would have been so much better. And then just have this battle between Batman and Superman to sweeten the pot like how they did in the animated movie. Yeah, cause the fight is in the title, but the entire first half of this 3-hour movie is exposition. And the last third of this movie is a random Superman vs Doomsday fight. It would be like calling Avengers Age of Ultron Iron Man vs the Hulk. This movie is marketed as a Captain America vs Red Hulk movie because in all the posters, the trailers, and all the advertising, you'd think Red Hulk goes rampaging for like one half of the movie. Luckily for me, it was already spoiled for me online that the Red Hulk was barely in the movie and only in the last 10-ish minutes. But after watching the movie, I didn't really mind. Like, narratively, it all made total sense. What's just dealing with the sins of his past and just can't shake one of the greatest sins, Samuel Stans. So Samuel turns him into the representation of all of his past anger and hunger for power in the form of the Red Hulk. And he has to reconnect with why he started all of this in the first place and why he chose to change from his old ways, his daughter. Then the love for his daughter grounds him and shows the leader and everyone else that people can't change. I love that in this movie. And everything would have been perfect if they just didn't advertise this in a Captain America vs Hulk movie. They made it a Cap vs the leader movie. If Captain America can stop some kind of presidential assassination by the leader, and Red Hulk just being there as a by the way, I think this movie would have got several times better, but this is the movie we got. Just fire the whole marketing team. I personally like the story, especially how it showed us the current state of the MCU's Earth and its geopolitics. With everyone already accustomed to a new and serving Captain America, I think that they mostly did the best with what they had. They did this story like 75% as good as they possibly could have, and I give them their flowers for that. My problem comes in with the fact they chose this specific story. They could have done something else. If they had done something completely different, we could have used that Mad Bomb storyline which was hearing was going around for the original Captain America 3 when it was still called the Serpent Society, with Sidewinder as the villain. The problem is that no one really knows the Serpent Society, and my guess is that from a money standpoint they just inserted the Red Hulk because they knew it could sell tickets. Like, it's a giant Red Hulk, why would you want to see that? And the whole plot was built on that basis and it basically became the Incredible Hulk 2. Which isn't bad because Captain America 3 was basically Avengers 2.5, but there were so many situations where the story needed so much exposition because unlike the Avengers movies, which are all taking place around the same time as Cap 3, the Incredible Hulk was made in 2008, 17 years ago. Like, it was a second MC project, like the 40th, and it's mostly loose canon, seeing as it was very poorly received and almost no one watched it. It's literally never been referenced in almost any project ever since it was released. The show must spend so much of its runtime recapping what happened and saying whose daughter is who, and who Samuel Stans is. They could have picked a better plot, but I'm afraid financially, I don't think that would have translated unless they got a big name like the Hulk front and center in the movie. Like I said in the villain section, there are things they could have done better. Adding more Red Hulk, making him transform like the middle of the movie, or advertising it as some sort of conspiracy, or a prevent a presidential assassination movie, and advertise it as Captain America versus the leader, with Ross probably taking the super serum, protect himself from the army of super soldiers that kept on attacking him. After all of his defenses, Captain America failed, but the good thing is, they kept all of their villains alive. Even though they didn't do all of them perfectly, like, at least they didn't kill them off.
And maybe they'll return and they do them better in future. audibly, there's nothing special.
Like, I can't remember a single song in this movie apart from like Kendrick's credit song. Visually,
The aerial action scenes all look really cool.
Red Hulk himself and his fight look really cool. That's about it. The rest of the action is just alright, nothing groundbreaking. When he goes airborne, everything changes. When he's fighting using the shield, he's already always more dynamic than Steve. Just on account of the fact that he has more gear like propellers and all that. He is not a super soldier, so his actions with the shield have less impact. You have for to get smarter and use it in more creative ways, which I really appreciate seeing.
With all that said,
The movie obviously has a lot of flaws, but it also does a lot of things right. The cinema experience was amazing. I had a genuinely good time watching it, and most people came out with a cinema feeling about the same. I think it's only when you really sit down and analyze and pick apart the movie that you begin to see its holes. But that's of course the same in every movie. I have to see it again. I recommend it.
it's not a perfect movie, but
It's definitely not horrible. I put it somewhere around Spider-Man Far From Home and Ant-Man 3. Still better than almost half of the MCU, and a pretty solid outing. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I mostly make fitness content, so if you're interested in making the same kind of transformation that I did in under a year, whether it's losing fat or building muscle, subscribe. I post daily shorts with tips, and I have months and months of content planned. But for starters, you can watch this video on how to lose fat as easily as possible.